Hey guys, how's it going? Hobo Yeti here. Yeah, so I was checking out the weather forecast, and it looks like it's going to be raining for the next 10 to 20 days, which really sucks. I haven't moved my tent, and I don't know, like I've got the bucket bottom, I put the tarp down there, but it's still, I don't know, I think water's getting up underneath it, and then the condensation on the inside is creating a wet area on the side there. It's just really a pain in the butt. But it's gonna rain all day today. It's gonna rain all day tomorrow and the next day. There might be some gaps in it, but I'm just tired of the rain. I mean, I know I'm in the Pacific Northwest, and being tired of the rain isn't really an option. I mean, it rains all the time here. That's why I like the summers here. Summers here just doesn't rain for a good month or two, which is nice. But the rain does bring the temperature down and stuff like that, so that's okay. I got the zipper finally broke on my tent over here, and basically what happens is you'll zip it one way, and that zipper will break. So then you use the other zipper. But usually these, even on better tents like this one, this tent was like $30 or so, 3-man tent, 7x7. But I bought better tents prior to this, and they all have a crappy little zipper. It's very small, and the what do you call it? The grooves, the track that it goes along is always just small. I don't understand why they make tents that way. With small zipper. I had a sleeping bag a couple years ago, and it had like a real big thick zipper, and the track was like these chunks of, it would never have this problem. But I think because these tents, I guess, I'm sure regular people buy them, but I'm guessing that homeless people are the ones that are really purchasing them, and so, maybe they should rethink how they're making them. But anyway, what I did was I went out and got some of its clamps. Previously I thought about, getting I thought about Velcroing it. Up until now, I've used safety pins to kind of pin it up, but then I was like, wow, what if I get these clamps? That would just really work. So I got clamps. I got 4 of them for $5, and that's pretty good. It's raining and I'm tired, and I really, the thing is, I really need to set up my tent, my campsite and stuff. Just, the problem is that I was over there at one time, my original tent, and my little setup, but and then Isaac moved in next door, and he's a pretty decent guy, but I prefer to be out on my own, further away from people. I don't like, if somebody else is going to draw attention to their campsite, I don't want them drawing attention to me. So I moved out way over back there in the bush. Can you hear that rain? Isn't that wonderful? But I moved over there, and that whole, even though now it may not be scabified, in my mind it's scabified, and I won't touch, even though I left a good amount of equipment and clothing and gear there, I will not go back there. Right now, I don't know if you can see, I still have these sores, these bite marks or whatever from the scabies from a month and a half ago. I mean, the thing is I still itch a little bit from them. It's supposed to be 2 to 4 weeks, and it's supposed to be 2 to 4 weeks to heal, but they're not, and they don't itch like they did when I had the scabies actively, right? These critters living in my skin and stuff, but it takes a long time to heal, and then there's any place that you had a bite mark is like a scar now, and I still itch now and again, but it's usually from the dry, my skin is dry and stuff, but it's wet, and you know, I'm far enough above, like, there's a little slope here, so I'm staying pretty dry, but still it's you know, like the side of my tent over here is getting wet, and the sleeping bags that I have pinned up here right along the bottom, they're wet, and so I just hope it can get me through until like, I thought about even just getting a new tent and resetting everything up. I wish it would just get warm again, though, then I don't have to worry about this. It's coming down. You know, I'm just tired of dealing with the wet, you know, and summertime is coming around the corner, and that would be so great. You know, I don't know. I think about my dreams and getting older. Like, I realized when I was about 40 years old that, you know, because of, you know, the different times I've headed out on the road, and the different times that I've been homeless, and the different, you know, that I don't have like a retirement plan set up for my life, right? Like, you know, I haven't been saving it for 20 years to buy a little piece of land and have like a little shack. I don't have any of that. So, and I realized that early on, you know, I always wanted like a piece of land, like 3 or 4 acres, and then like a cabin or something, and but I realized around the age of 45, I sat down and I was like, there's just no way that that's going to happen. I mean, sure, anything could happen. I could win the lottery, you know, I could, you know, a fluke of some sort, you know, a fluke could happen, right? But like, yeah, it's not likely to happen. And so I was like, well, how can we look forward and plan? And so I started looking online, and so they have these things called Earth ships, right? And it sounds like some kind of spaceship or something. It's not. You know, it's basically these houses that are made from old tires and bottles and earth bags and stuff like that, and, you know, cob and straw bales. You know, it's an alternative sort of housing kind of thing. And you know, but after looking at these, I was like, okay, well, I saw this one couple. They went to the desert and they dug out, I don't know, something about 10 feet into the ground, maybe not that, maybe 6 feet, 7 feet in the ground, and they used tires for the walls, and you know, some basic cheap insulation, and basically they built this little round adobe sort of tiny home type thing that was built into the ground and collected water on top, and you know, it was fairly primitive, but it was like, you know, $2,500 that they did it with, and that's including, you know, getting a backhoe to dig up the area or whatever. And so I thought, wow, that would rock on, you know, because I don't need much. I'm a minimalist, and, you know, there's other different kinds of you know, houses like that. And then, you know, oh my god, stop with the rain. But it's you know, and I'm still thinking about that. That would be my ultimate goal, to have just a small piece of land. They have these places that have like what's considered junk land, and it's considered junk land because it's you know, it's like government auctions, stuff like that, and you know, you get a piece of land that's, you know, 1 to 10 acres or something, and it's dirt cheap. It's like $1,000 an acre usually, or less, sometimes a little more. The problem is like, you can't dig a well, you can't use a typical septic and all this other stuff. You have to kind of, it's, in some cases, you need to bring the water in. And even though that's not ideal, you know, if I could get a place like in western Oregon, anywhere down that whole strip, I mean, it's raining all the time. I could collect rainwater and have it go into like a reservoir or cistern or something, and have that. But that's my dream. You know, I think about getting older, and I'm 56, and you know, physically, you know, if I had to build a house myself, an underground type thing, I'm not sure how well that would go. But, you know, it's kind of like going on a long distance walk. You know, you do what you can as you can, and that's really loud. Goodness. Anyway, I apologize. I don't know. I'm doing okay today, I suppose. I've had a couple of pretty bad depression days. Not nearly what I'm used to. I can still function somewhat, but I feel like I don't know. It's like going cold. You know what I mean? Like you're scared or something, and your face goes cold. But in this case, it's just there's a lack of serotonin or something. It really just it feels like I have no energy. I have no will. I'm just stuck in that deep depression, and just try to get through it. You know, it's what you can do. I mean, I'm grateful for things in my life. I'm grateful for, you know, that you know, my tent is somewhat dry. It's wet on the corner here. I don't know. I'm just tired. Ugh. And you know, I want to have that dream. Like if I'm doing this same thing here in 5 years or 10 years, that is not an idea that I want to think about. You know, it's horrible. I don't want to be doing this for 10 years. But like maybe I could get a piece of land. That would be good. You know, something cheap, something. You know, maybe not too far out. Maybe 30 miles out or something from. You know, something 30 to 50 miles out. Maybe I could get one of those. I don't know. Something that maybe doesn't really have stringent, what do you call it, codes, building codes and stuff, that I could kind of build what I want. Or maybe I could like do some kind of hidden camouflage thing, like do something under the ground, you know, dig 10 feet in the ground, go below the frost line, and on the top have like a framework of poles and things that are kind of, and then put like a mesh on it, and then get some quick concrete, and then dye it sort of, and kind of make it look like a rock face on top of the ground. So if anything passes over, they're like, oh, this is rocks, you know. But it would allow me to collect water, and you know, I don't know. There are solutions out there. I saw this one guy. He was doing a van life thing, and he had. You know, the thing is, I see all these van life things, and people are spending so much money to kind of, because, I don't know, they try to make it look like every day is sunshine and paradise and stuff, but, you know, if you've got $200,000 to throw on a new BMW Sprinter van and redo the entire inside and stuff, and then take a couple of months off to just bum around, I guess that's it. But this guy had like an old camper van. And he's like, he had an old camper van, and, you know, he used like plywood, and, you know, had his bed set up, and basically did a blog and did some programming remotely from, you know, inside his van. And he went ahead and he ordered like what was called the Incinolette, which is basically you crap on it or you pee in it or whatever, and you close it and it locks. And then it like fires up this fire, and it burns away anything that's inside. And then it's got like a little pipe that goes outside of his van and stuff. And I thought that was pretty cool. You don't have to worry about waste that way. And so that's something, you know. But as I get older and older, I think about what would be like an ideal situation. Like, you know, I don't need much. I mean, I'm living in a tent, and I'm okay with it. You know, I would like to have running water. I would like to have, you know, a toilet, a bathroom kind of thing. It doesn't have to be super big, but you know, the size of or even just like, I've thought about different ways, like making my own straw bale home. You know, if I ever got some money to do that. You know, the land I think would come first, or even getting like a trailer, you know, just like not an RV. I could do an RV, but like a trailer, and then like, you know, maybe I could dig like a deep pit or something and put that trailer in there, and you know, because once you go underneath the frost line, And in Oregon, it's like 2 feet. So once you go under the temperature stays a constant, right? So it might be like 55 or 60 degrees. Maybe it's 55, 50, but it stays that temperature. So during the winter time, when it's, however cold it is, in southern Oregon, it gets down to, pretty cold, 20s or so. So if it's 20s, but you're in that constant temperature of, 50, then it's 50. And you don't have to worry about so much about heating and all that sort of thing. I don't know. I just feel I feel gypped, man. I had that whole campsite over there set up, and I had a large tent. It was on a hill. I didn't have to worry about water. It was camouflaged. It was just a good setup. And then scabies hit, and I had to get rid of that tent and get a new one, and I had to get rid of everything, and now I feel like I'm starting from scratch. But, when you're homeless, that can happen. People either steal your gear or something happens where you can't utilize your gear. And, it sucks. Everything that I've been saving up for, building that up. And that's why I say, if I had some land, that would be cool. Because, yeah, it might be further out and stuff. But, having land means that, you have a secure and settled place to start over or work with, maybe have a shed and have some gear in there. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. You can stock up on food. I could have like a little cooking area. I wouldn't have to worry about the rain because I could build it up a little bit. And I don't know. I mean, I'm doing okay, I guess. I'm doing fine with what life has brought me, but sometimes I just get so tired, and when the depression hit, that's what really throws me over the edge. And I wish I could leave today and start walking out the coast. I'm just tired of this. I think that whole time when I was in the hotel getting over the scabies, I think that also acted like I was able to kind of get through the hibernation of the winter, and so now I'm just ready to go, but I can't because I don't have the gear that I need yet, and it's still brown sticks, there's no leaves. Once the leaves come, I'm thinking May 1st or early May, and that'll be a good experience, I hope. But man, I don't know. I'm tired of it being wet out. I'm tired of, I don't know. I used to have rain gear, and had an umbrella, and I don't even have that anymore. I mean, my bigger coat is water resistant, but it's just, anytime I come from outside and it's raining like this, I shake it off as best I can, and it does dry off, but it stays a little damp all the time. It's just not very pleasant. But anyway, I thought I'd give you guys an update, let you know that I am surviving. I'm doing okay, maybe a 4 on a scale of 1 to 10, which, is not a 3, 2, or 1, so yay, but hopefully things will get better, Anyway, I hope your road's a good one, and if you're homeless, I hope it doesn't suck for you. Take care.